Hello again, and welcome to Marble CD062707. Just kind of messing around this week, and I thought I'd go back to an old design, the ribbon core, which is basically a fat filigree, and I thought I would partially cage it. So this would be a partially caged ribbon core. Basically going to start out, woo, can you hear that? Sounds like we got a storm coming. Basically, we're going to start out with two gathers of clear. Try and make them equal so that they're two halves of the whole. We'll stick one of them in the kiln and garage it there while we're working on the design on the other side. Got two colors of lavender, two colors of blue, a white, a disco sparkle. This is the new black ivory that I got off eBay. I took part of it and coated it with clear that I will use for the cage stripes after we're done. So first things first, get two semi-equal gathers of clear, marie it out, not flat on the back side. You want them kind of cone shape, semi-circle, semi-sphere, and then we'll garage one and start the design on the other one. Here is half of the marble. This is one gather. You can see where it's still kind of thick on the back side. You don't want it all the way flattened out pancake. This is about a little bit bigger than a 1 inch in diameter on the face if we're going to draw that. We also have another one that's sitting in the kiln, keeping warm so it doesn't crack, that we will match up to this one once we get the design drawn. Now we're just going to basically draw lines going over each edge so that we have enough to pull off when we terminate the points. Here we have the base of the ribbon core laid down, just one big fat line of that black ivory in the middle, surrounded by a fat line of dark lavender on either side, and then I put clear along the edges. We're just going to work this in, and then sorry, I had to push my glasses up, and then we'll go ahead and decorate this side of it. So we have three fat lines on one side, and then we'll try and put a bunch of thinner lines with contrasting colors on the other side of the core, and then we'll cap it and work on the partial cage. Second layer of color is done now. A couple of white lines and some light purple in the middle there, surrounded by dark blue on one side and aqua sparkle on the other side. Make sure you build up the color on the sides of it. You're kind of trapping it in there. If you can see, it's just a really thick, wide filigree. I think I might have trapped some air in between on the other side. And just going to kind of work this together, and then we'll cap it and remove the rods and kind of shape it a little bit, and then we'll add our cage to it. We have married the two sides and then pulled the rod off of the short rod off, leaving the long rod, the rod attached to the side that was garaging in the kiln, just so I have, a lot of room here. We're going to work this down and shape this side so it's semi-round, and then we'll apply the cage lines around from pole to pole on this clear side. Work those in, switch punnies, do the same thing to the other side. Then we'll switch axis, stretch it out the other way, give it a little twist, and terminate the ends. Using the black ivory that I coated with clear, I drew 3 lines across the top of the clear. That'll be cage for that side, partial cage. We'll work these in, and then we'll put a punny on this side, remove the rod from the other side, and round that out, and draw some lines on that side. Then we'll switch axis and give it the twist. switched axis. I decided only to cage the one side and leave the side with the white and purple lines kind of open. So it's caged on the one side. Pulling and giving it a little bit of twist. I'm getting ready to terminate the ends here. Didn't give it too much of a twist, about 3/4 really. That's all you need, not much. Now we'll terminate. We've terminated both sides. It's still a little big for this torch, and I tried to make it a little big because it's always easier to take more glass off than it is to make it, you know, add more glass once you get to this point. So I'll probably terminate it a little bit more. See, yeah, we're over 1.25 inches, and it's just taken a lot of time to shape this, to get it to move around. So I'll terminate a little bit more off of it, but the twist looks good. You can kind of see the design. And we'll take a little more glass off and shape it up, stick it in the kiln. And here we are, fresh out of the kiln. Zoomed in. That black ivory, not really black, it kind of turned. It looks like it trapped some air bubbles between black ivory and the purple on that first side, and then it fumed it. It looks pretty cool actually. On this side, not bad, although it looks like there's a little crack right there in the sparkle. Having trouble with the sparkle. Fold it over a little bit on that tip right there, on that termination point, but let's see, that's 1.25 inches, so we're right at 1.25 inches, barely below 1.25 inches. So that's about as big as this particular torch, the miner, will handle, so not bad overall. Pretty cool. We'll work on different color combinations. I like the striping on the one side, the partial cage. We'll do a couple more this week. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.